This world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness.
One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
Everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is season 2, episode 1 of the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast in the world. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Mike, and with me as always is my brother, the very sexual, the very toit, the very British, Jason. Hello, Jason.
It's your boy. What up, everybody?
We're back, everybody, and thank you, everybody, for supporting us during this little 2-week hiatus. We 2 or 3 week hiatus we did there. As you may have heard, there may have been some Kingdom Hearts news while we were gone, and we're gonna get to that. It's not really that big a deal. But before we do that, I just want to say welcome to season 2, and I kind of wanted to say why we went to a season 2. And one of the big things that pushed us into season 2, at least in my mind, Jason, is the new theme song.
Oh, yeah.
The new theme
absolute
song
banger.
By our friends Shayne Plunkett and Jesse Wright of Meadow Vista Media. Shayne Plunkett you may know as fabiotheiguana, juiced individual. And then that song also features Kingdom Hearts music legend David Russell on it. So we spared no expense here at the Ansem Report podcast getting this kind of... And Fabio, graciously said, yes, you guys may use this song for the podcast. And it has been a big dream of mine ever since we started this podcast. Like, I use the Hollow Bastion theme as, like, a stand-in, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, I need someone to make, like, a sick fucking, like, progressive rock, metal-y...
Oh, yeah, it would have to be that.
...of Hollow Bastion.
Oh, yeah.
And this theme, the Radiant Garden theme, because it goes into a bunch of different... It does, Scuro Dinati, and it does all the different kind. Like, it covers Hollow Bastion / Radiant Garden through the times. This song, we only use the intro for the intro, but you'll hear the rest on the outro. And it's exactly what I wanted. From that, with like when I imagined having this cool theme, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Oh yeah, dude. It's a fucking dream come true. It's so cool. Like, it's too cool.
Right. So
it is too cool for the podcast.
It is. And so like that led me to go, okay, if we're going to use this song, it's time for season 2. And
yeah. I
was like 151 episodes, it's kind of awkward, but then our good friend Tyler said, "Hey, it's just like Gen 1 of Pokemon."
Yeah,
151. And now
it was a banger. It was a banger.
Now we're on the Cyndaquil and the Totodile.
Totodile?
Chikorita? Is that the other one?
Yeah.
Look at me, dude. Look at me.
I was like, you really gonna disrespect Chikorita right now, but
no,
okay.
Dude, I remembered. So yeah, that's kind of why we're doing season 2, and also we were talking about this before we started today, but like, I don't want people to see. I want them to see the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast, right? But I don't want them to see...
in the Omniverse, yeah.
Right. I don't want them to see 151 episodes plus. I can't start
Oh
that.
my
So,
gosh.
to those, if this is your first Ansem Report podcast,
Welcome.
welcome. This is a good place to start. We're in a new era of Kingdom Hearts. But maybe when you listen to this episode and you're like, that was good. I got a little bit of an itch. You can go back. And it's kind of fitting. It's kind of like George Lucas says that poetry rhymes, because we started the podcast before KH3 came out and the hype inside KH3, and now we're starting.
That's true.
We're starting this podcast with the hype for KH4. So I think it's pretty fitting that we go to a season 2, even though, like you said,
that makes sense.
Like you said, we have more episodes than most anime have in their seasons. So that's a big
yeah.
big feat.
I was thinking about it, just like, oh, somebody like they're watching season 2 or whatever, and they're like, oh, let me check out season 1, and then they just see 151 episodes.
Right.
Like, holy shit!
But anyway, the new theme song's here to stay. Shout out to Fabio and those boys. I'm going to credit them again at the end of the show, and you guys will either hear the whole song in the show if you, for some reason, missed it during March Caprice. Speaking of March Caprice, we're going to talk about March Caprice and KH20 at the end of the show, because we didn't really get a chance to unpack that. But now, Jason, it's time. Let's dig into this fucking Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, dude.
Dude, I'm so ready, dude.
What? We're not going to... I did a reaction to the trailer. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's a really good reaction. Go check it out on YouTube. But Jason, what are your thoughts? What are your first overarching thoughts of this trailer?
Well, I guess there wasn't really like my reaction in it.
Well, yeah, that's why.
Except for the very end, but like, yeah. So, the first stuff dropped, and I was like, okay, like that makes sense. The whole, Dark Road coming to an end. That's dope. And I liked.
Well,
let's
talk strictly KH4 first. We'll get to
strictly KH4. Okay.
The strictly KH4 part of it.
Strictly KH4. Dude, it was weird, dude. I still don't feel like it's real. And I think the main thing that I can attribute it to is just how different art style wise it looks, right? Yeah. It's not super far removed from like the really HD ass cutscenes that we get in like 3.
Right.
Like the very end of Frozen comes to mind, right?
Or the Castle Oblivion with Aqua.
Yeah, where it looks really, really good. It's not super far removed from that, but otherwise it just is like, holy shit, dude, this is crazy how good this looks.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And coming after that, the mobile game, like mobile game graphics, like
right,
all that type of gameplay, and then going from that, it's like an even bigger jarring feeling.
Yeah, it was for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of where in the very first like KH3 trailer that ever dropped, where he like picks up the Master Defender and stuff. It feels very much where it's like, I don't even know where this is going, really, right? Like, I know what led up to this, but I don't know what's going to happen. And so that's one of my favorite times in Kingdom Hearts is, speculating about the trailers with people and all of the banging content that comes with it, with all the people who make, all the crazy 5-brain theories, such as the secret reports and Damo and Water Cage, all the absolute gigabrains of the Kingdom Hearts community. I'm excited to see that type of shit. So.
Yeah, man, it's definitely popping off. I mean, you see, like, Gamer's Joint dude is living his best life. He's releasing like 6 videos a day. He really is. Dude. Well,
because I mean, I remember he like pretty much like quit content in general, like right when KH3 came out, so he didn't even have that. Like he did some of the like build up and stuff for 3, but that's because it was like fucking like 7 years or some crap of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's definitely super exciting.
People are popping off. I see our man Landy Lodge is posting like a theory video a day right now. He's popping off.
Holy.
Sonny Novus is like scouring I saw him. He was in our Discord server and other people's Discord server. Hey, so does anybody know who the narrator is? You know, like people are
just like scratching at the neck for any type of lore, dude. You love it.
And there's
chomping at the bit.
They did a Q&A at this event that we're gonna tackle in a different episode. I want to make that clear because there's just so much we can talk about right now with just the trailer, and I don't want to do like a 3-hour episode and the next week we're like, so what do we talk about now? So we're going to be covering that next week. But just as far as the trailer goes, man, I think it looks awesome. I think the gameplay, to your point, looks a little like that trailer for KH3 where he's jumping on the wave of Heartless and riding it, and it looks a little scuffed, you know?
It looks a little disjointed. Like, I don't know how that's going to work gameplay-wise, but, yo, it's cool, you know?
I think
don't
it's
care.
probably going to be similar to KH3 in that regard, where there's going to be, like, little, like, lights and stuff that go, oh, you can flow motion here and here and here. It's just for the trailer, they decided not to
I think it's going to be more like the Rock Titan thing, where you do part of it, and then it just kind of turns into a cutscene.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And that's how they normally handle big enemies, right? Even back to, like, Twilight Thorn. That's, like...
Yeah.
You know, how those work.
Well, it does look like there was a reaction command in it, though, so it's, I guess, more akin to KH2 in that way, I guess, or...
Well, I mean...
it does happen in, like, when you use, like, a traction flow in 3. Like
yeah, I mean, the Rock
coaster.
Titan, basically, that whole fight is built around that attraction flow and shooting the cannons at the fist so it doesn't hit you. So
yeah,
you know, that kind of happens there. We haven't seen that in a long time because we typically speedrun the game and we skip all that.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why. But you're right. That does happen there. I think the setting is super interesting. Like I thought the setting was super interesting originally when they're like, oh, Quadratum, and we got the idea that maybe it was going to be a city that looks just like Japan, like Tokyo, Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm really excited about that setting, and I think the realistic look works for that.
Yeah.
I don't think the whole game's going to be there. I know a lot of people are speculating. This is what Sora looks like now. It's like there's going to be...
I don't think so either.
Right. People are speculating that it's only going to be realistic worlds that he goes to, like Star Wars, LOL, and other things. I think
that would be cool.
That would be cool, but I definitely think they're going somewhere goofy. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna go to some world where Sora's just gonna be a high def version of the cartoon Sora that we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they're gonna go all like.
Well, and I would want that because
Right.
It's like you kind of have to. When it comes to this type of stuff, you do kind of have to do it bit by bit. Because I remember, at least for myself, and I remember other people saying it, when KH3 came out, it just felt like KH3 Sora wasn't Sora for a second because it was such a big jump in fidelity. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, it took me a second to be like, oh, yeah, that's Sora. Like, no doubt, that's Sora. Like, it just took me a second to really wrap my mind around that this is this character. And... Yeah. I 100% feel that way with this trailer right now, just because it's so different. You know, all the people spam tweeting about his feet and shit, and his shoes are small and like all this shit. So it definitely is just even down to that. It's weird. So I hope that there's other parts of that game where he looks more like he does in 3, so it's easier to, if they want to go down this road where it's a like just hyper realistic all the time type shit. That it would like ease us into that at least.
Yeah.
So I feel connected to the character still.
I've seen a lot of people be down on his hair, but it's like his hair.
It looks hot.
Anime wise, like for an anime that looks what it would look like, right? But like it's not realistic hair for the real world unless you use a bunch of gel and stuff. And so I think it's a really nice compromise between that. Like it's like, oh, this is what his hair would look like if he was a real person, right?
Yeah.
And I think it looks great. I think I love the redesign. I love everything about it. I think he looks awesome.
I always thought like Cloud in Remake, his hair looks stupid as fuck, in my opinion.
Yeah, they tried to go too spiky with it.
It really, well, like, yeah, because it's like they're trying to stay true to how the character looks, but like in that type of graphics, it doesn't like work sometimes. It looks weird in certain situations.
Right, and I agree, and I'm glad they went the way they went. I know people are like kind of poo-pooing it, but I think that's how you had to do it, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think about Strelitzia being there?
I honestly did not pop at all for Strelitzia.
I didn't pop.
Some people are gonna be so mad at me. I literally did not even blink. I did not even blink. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, but
I didn't pop for it, but I definitely like in my reaction, I was sitting on the toilet, and that's the thing I went like that. I gasped, not because I'm like, yo, Strelitzia, but I just can't believe that she was there, because I thought Strelitzia was gonna be another thing that's like not solved by anything. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was gonna be like string us along with the next mobile game kind of shit, but we're finally gonna see at least some of Union Cross or what happened, merge into the main plot of the series now,
Yeah, to me, the main thing, and I would need to look into it more. I haven't done a ton of like, lore hounding, like just looking for shit. But to me, like, it raises the question of whether or not like Quadratum's where you go when you just straight up die in KH, or if it's only when you do the nature taboo type shit. Because then, what is her nature taboo?
Well, I think she just got murdered, and that's why she's there. Well, what's
right.
interesting...
So then that would change what the rules are to get to Quadratum,
right.
you know?
What's interesting to me is she doesn't say everybody here is there because of that. She says, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but she says, this place is full of life, but for you and me, it's more like a place you go when you die kind of thing, right?
I think the subtitle said Afterworld.
Right, Afterworld or whatever. So it's more of an afterworld. So, like, she said for you and me specifically. And to me, that's like, okay, the guy holding the cell phone recording the dark side, he didn't die to get here. This is where he is.
Yeah. Well, then that also makes me think, is like, is just Master Xehanort just here?
Well, right, and that's why a lot of people think
just here?
The second it's the Master of Masters and then him
Young
on the
Xehanort.
building, right? Which would be kind of weird considering we're supposed to be out of that arc now, but I don't know, he showed up in Melody Memory, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see it being like, okay, now it's a young Xehanort now,
right.
you know?
Right, it could be young Xehanort.
Where, like, Master Xehanort is kind of retired, but young Xehanort is still a thing.
Well, the thing about young Xehanort, too, is the way he died in KH3, he's like... Well, that would be weird, actually, if it was him, because he says he's going to go back and live his life normally. And then he goes, your time in this world is, and dies, right?
Yeah.
So it would be
then there's like the
strange
cutscenes with the Master of Masters.
I think it's Luju or because it's the Lost Masters arc. It makes it very clear at the beginning of this trailer that's what it is, right? And so to me, it's got to connect in some way. And I think Luju bringing those Lost Masters over to this world to do what? I don't know. We don't know what any of it is, but
yeah. Or well, there's also the theory that that young Xehanort at some point is going to get one of the like main darknesses in him or whatever, and that's what like changes him from being like normal type dude,
right? And that's hinted at in the opening movie of KH3 with he sees that purple comet, right?
Yeah, his light, the eyes, the light in his eyes turns like purple when he's like looking up. Yeah, right. So I think it still could be young Xehanort in that fact where it's like, yo, they need to have like the darknesses on this side in Quadratum or something, right? And that he's like the vessel to bring it over. Which would then make me think like maybe like Ventus is gonna have to come over or something because Vanitas is like clearly one. So
right.
At least partially. But yeah, it's really cool. I think it's either Luju or young Xehanort in the trailer.
I agree. Okay, so I'm on my Kingdom Hearts betting app on my phone, right? And I'm like, ooh, plus 100 odds to Luxord, dude. I'm probably dropping $10 on Luxord because you know what I mean. Like it could be he could be there. Like to me, if it's not young Xehanort or Luju, I think it's Luxord.
I had a random thought about that, like whether or not it's Luxord. But then to me, I was like, okay. Well, what if Luxord is from there, and then now when he died in KH3, he like rematerialized there or whatever, like became a person again? But then I was like, well, wait, we killed him in 2, and then he's like Norded again in 3, so like,
Yeah, I don't know.
How would they? I mean, unless they just spawn killed him in Quadratum.
Why these poor guys always getting spawn killed,
They
man?
get spawn killed, dude. It's messed up, dude. These
It
campers.
is. Dude, these fucking noob tubers with their spawn killing.
One man army.
Right.
Jeez.
Bullshit. The only part of the trailer we haven't really touched on, actually there's two parts. The narrator. According to a translation, they said the narrator is a character we know. But as far as I know, no one's been able to identify the voice actor.
Even like people in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, that I've seen.
That's wild to me.
To me, that means it's a character from a game that doesn't have a voice actor, like a Union Cross type deal.
Like maybe it's Brain or some shit.
Yeah, like Brain. Actually, there's not a ton of characters like that, right?
Yeah.
Because of
Or it could be like Luju in a previous body.
right. But even then, he has a voice actor. Because of
like a body we don't know. I don't know.
Right,
dude.
right. But
or
what's
like
the
a
Union
new
Cross
body.
movie called? Why can't I think of it?
Oh, in back cover.
Back cover. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, he has a different voice actor in back cover.
Right, it's
when he's
not.
in his original body.
Right. So there's very few characters that don't have. Brain's one of them. Doesn't have a voice actor. The weird guy he meets at the end of Union Cross in Scarlet Kaim. Sterletzia now does. She was one of the others.
Yeah. This is clearly a
Scold
man's voice,
doesn't have
too.
one, right? Scold doesn't show
Yeah.
up in back cover, but Ephemer does, and Ephemer shows up in KH3 as well with a voice actor.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know who that could be. It could be anybody. Like it could be like a cheeky trick where they're like, "Oh, it's a character you know," and it's like a Final Fantasy character or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be cheeky like that. Like, "Oh, it's Sid." You know, like I don't know. Like,
it's Noctis.
oh, there you go, dude. It's Arden.
It's dude.
It's Somnus, Jason, because they played Somnus during the trailer, so it's Somnus.
True. Somnus.
Somnus. Shout out to Tyler Rims. Anyway, the other part of the trailer we didn't talk about is Donald and Goofy. And
dude, I was so, it like warmed my heart when they were on screen, dude.
yeah,
Because I was just like, you know, there's all the KH shit happening, the anime stuff happening on screen. And I don't know, it just made me feel like it was just like serotonin going through my body, dude.
right.
It was so great
In
to
the
see
way
them.
only Donald and Goofy can do it.
True. And then I thought Sans popped up behind them. Because there's just a small blue flame.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, oh no.
It's just like, you're about to have a bad time. And
Oh
Donald would be like,
no.
no. Yeah, dude. No, it's Hades, but I'm not. I mean, I know why we're going to Hades here because Donald and Goofy think Sora's dead, and so who knows about dead people?
He's the
Hades.
Lord of the Dead.
No wonder nobody wants to die.
Dude, if Orin comes back, dude,
So this is what I was
will
gonna say.
bust a nut.
I was saying
I
this
will
on
bust
stream
a
to somebody.
nut.
I think it was Sean, and I was like, "You're telling me Orin doesn't live there?" Orin
Dude,
definitely
yeah,
lives
he lives there, and he's like on some FF10 intro, like standing up on top of a building.
right, dude. Sin's gonna show up. So,
yeah, dude. Cute Otherworld.
Yeah, the idea is it's not just people who die, right? It's people who have an unsettled thing and don't want to die, right? Didn't she say that? Or am I getting that from
don't.
somewhere else?
No, the people who don't want to die is the oh, I can't think. Final World.
Well, right, no,
Because Nominee's there.
right. I thought that
And
was
Sora goes
wasn't
there when
they
he
didn't
dies
wanna
the first
die,
time.
but they had something that they were holding on to.
Yeah.
But I thought she said the same thing about this. Maybe I'm misremembering. But Orin is like the poster child for like holding on to life even though you shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like he's got to be there.
That would be so sick, dude.
Dude, I love Orin.
An updated version of Orin, dude?
Dude, yeah,
Oh
give me
my
HD
God.
fucking Orin. Daddy Orin,
Oh
dude.
my God, dude.
Anyway, yes. I think we covered most of this trailer. We're excited to see more. This game, the one thing is this game is a ways out.
Dude, also, I want to quick say about the trailer. Dude, the dark side?
Oh, he's sick.
I never thought the dark sides could look so freaking cool. Like, I remember, like, how the dark side in this trailer looked like is how I remembered the first dark side looking when I played KH1 for the first time.
Like as a kid,
Where
yeah.
you're just like, oh my God. Like, it was so fucking cool, dude.
Kaiju dark side, dude.
Yes, it was so cool. And then when the wings go back and stuff, it's so good.
I did see
It's
someone
so
on
good.
Twitter being cringed and going, "That's not dark side. Actually, that's Dark Inferno."
I was gonna say Dark Thorn or like.
Well, and someone was like, "What do you mean it's Dark Inferno? Dark Inferno has like colorful horns and stuff." And they're like,
And
but
a scarf.
it has wings. It's like, okay, you're telling me Darkseid can't grow wings? Like
Dark sides have wings.
Right,
They have
I
like
just-
tiny little wings.
Yeah, well, they're way bigger in this version, but like,
Yeah, just an updated version. Yeah.
like, stop being cringe, everybody.
Oh my lord. Well, actually, bruh.
Actually, it's not Darkseid, it's Twilight Thorn, but he got the color change.
Shut up. Anyway,
Well,
KH4.
he literally does the freaking dark side. Like I slam my hand down
Yeah,
really
I
slow.
know, I
Like
know,
what
I
do you
know.
mean?
I know.
Anyway,
And
random
he
Twitter
doesn't,
user.
he doesn't do the cringe thing that Dark Inferno does by being just a terrible boss. Anyway, when do we think this game's coming out, Jason? If we had to guess.
2025, dude.
Really?
I'm saying 2025.
I'm
Like,
gonna say
Maybe 2024 and the only reason I would say maybe 2024 is because I know Unreal Engine 5 is like so goated when it comes to being able to work on things at the same time as
Golden
other
with the
developers.
sauce even.
Yeah, so like that's like one of the major things of like Unreal Engine 5 is like being able to work on the same type of area, the same deal, like the same work on the same stuff, and it be able to work well and not be laggy as hell. And so like as far as like a game from a game dev perspective, I think it might that and also the fact that they worked on Unreal Engine 4.
And most of that
And they're not
transfers
having-
over to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, it transfers way. The skill set transfers way more. Like it's like literally the same.
Well,
the same
even,
developers
like,
of the
assets and
engine.
stuff transfer
Yeah.
over. So
Right. So it's not like they're going from Luminous to Unreal Engine 4 again.
I'm gonna say this. I think they reveal a release date of like November 2023. And then they push it back to January.
And then it gets pushed
2024.
back to 2024. Yeah.
That's what I it does the Kingdom Hearts 3 thing. That's what I think happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Unless-
think it's 2024 and then it could bleed into 2025. But the only reason I was saying it could bleed it might be 2024 still is because of Unreal Engine 5 and not having to remake the whole game from Luminous to Unreal Engine 4 and all that shit.
So what I'm surprised about with this, and I said this on stream too, but like I thought for KH4 not being that far along, I thought they were working on a side game other than the mobile game.
Me too. I did not think we were gonna get the next mainline, or I did not think that the next like huge game they were gonna announce, like the next console game they were gonna announce. I thought it was for sure a spinoff. Like,
And what's interesting about this,
I would have gave you like 99-1 odds on that too.
right. What's interesting about this is the rumor is, or not the rumor, they've said that the reason they put this trailer out at this time is so it didn't get leaked, right?
Right.
But my tinfoil hat theory is that they did not want to come into this event with Dark Road comes out a year later than they said it was going to,
And another mobile game.
and another mobile game that looks like Missing Link does. And so they had
yeah.
to do it. And to me, if they had that spin-off game, they would have shown that, right?
Yeah. Unless they're like not really sure what they want to do. I mean, I don't know how they wouldn't be because it's been so many years detached from the actual like even from Remind,
Right.
But yeah, unless it's one of those things where like, hey, because I don't know. I know you were telling me they've done some restructuring. I was talking about this with some people in the Discord, and I still thought that there was 2 Kingdom Hearts teams. Like there was still like the Tokyo team and the Osaka team. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Like, you know, one kind of like going back and forth, like on some Call of Duty type shit, you know, where, you know, one developer's working on a game, and then during that essentially extends the period for the next studio to be able to develop the next game. So I was thinking the next game was going to be coming from the Tokyo team, but from having talked to you and other people in the Discord, it sounds like it's something where they kind of just merge both teams. So if that's the case, that would also lead towards, you know, Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out sooner compared to the other ones, you know,
I don't know
because
if
they have more people
teams.
working on it.
According to Wikipedia, Jesus, there's Creative Business Unit 1, which is led by Yoshinori Kitase, who focuses on Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. And what that means is they've made Final Fantasy... Yeah, no, so it sounds like originally, and maybe they've changed this, but the same team that works on Remake is the team that works on Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, so the Tokyo team is working on Remake? Like how we had thought of it previously?
I'm assuming that it's tough to say because it used to... Okay, so then they said this department comprises of former Business Division 1, which is mainline Final Fantasy such as the Remake, Business Division 3, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy spin-offs, The World Ends With You, and Business Division 4, Final Fantasy spin-offs like that's the City NT, Theater Rhythm, Record Keeper. Then there's Creative Business Unit 2, which focuses on Dragon Quest, Nier, and Bravely. And Octopath Traveler. Creative Business Unit 3 is focused on Final Fantasy 14. And then Business
like
Unit
Yoshida.
4 is the Mana series, which I don't know why they have their own fucking business unit.
Yeah, they what? What are they
Kingdom
doing?
Hearts. And I think this has probably changed. This was done in 2020, I guess. So maybe not that.
Maybe it was one of those things where they kind of merged stuff because of COVID and like working from home and stuff.
Maybe. I'm also guessing that Creative Business Unit 1 is ginormous.
Yeah.
And Kitase
Well, there's like teams in
oversees
between
a ton of
it.
shit, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
So I'm guessing that they're the biggest division. I mean, they're Division 1. Division 2 makes Dragon Quest, which that makes sense because Dragon Quest is a huge deal in Japan. And then Business Unit 3 makes FF14, which is like a full-time fucking job, right?
Yeah, it's massive.
Creative Business Unit 4 just does other shit, right?
Yeah.
So man, that seems crazy.
So it's inconclusive.
Right. Well,
Our
that seems
search is
crazy that the
inconclusive.
same business unit is working on Remake and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And 16? Or no? Because
No,
Creative Business Unit...
Yoshida is working on
is
16.
doing 16. So they're doing 14 and 16.
Yeah.
Oh, man, my head is spinning right now. I've gone crazy.
The Square Enix... we're doing the rundown on
dude,
Square
this
Enix
seems crazy.
in general.
Anyway, we can speculate all day about when this game's going to come out, but hopefully it's sooner rather than later because we want to play it.
I guess final answer 2024 now because of like everything we talked about where it's like potentially the team is larger, the engine stuff and all that. Yeah, I guess 2024. Copium.
I feel like there's got to be Creative Business Unit 1A and 1B.
Right. Yeah, at least.
That has to be the size of at least 2 teams.
At least.
You know? Like, because if there's no way they're not working on Remake right now.
Oh, yeah, they're 100% working on Remake.
So it's like, they're working on Kingdom Hearts 4 and Remake at the same time. It's like, yikers. Anyway.
Like, you go in Monday, and you're working on Remake, and then you go in Tuesday, and you're working on KH4. Like, that would be so weird, dude. Man,
especially because
hate Kingdom Hearts days.
Well, like, if you look at, like, Final Fantasy 15 and Remake, which, that team wasn't even on there. And that's a team that's working on Forspoken, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if you look at 15 and Remake, those were similar battle systems, at least slightly, where Kingdom Hearts is completely different from Remake, like battle system-wise.
Yeah.
And I know battle system's not everything, but anyway, we're getting in the weeds here. Let's talk about Missing Link, dude.
Oh, boy, dude. I cannot wait to have another mobile game to just absolutely fucking dunk on, dude. I cannot wait. Because, I mean, obviously, it's in very, very early form. Like, they didn't even say a release date on that,
They
did
said
they?
there'd be a closed beta this year, but they didn't leave any directions on what to do to be into that, to get into that.
Okay. So, yeah, it's still, who knows when, Probably sometime next year. But, like, it looked scuffed, dude. In my opinion, it looked scuffed.
The environments, to me, looked terrible.
Yeah, that's the main thing that looked scuffed to me.
Especially Scala and Kayam.
You remember like when you would go and like no clip in like Kingdom Hearts 2 or whatever?
Right.
Or like you would just look out into the distance in Kingdom Hearts 2 and the textures would just very obviously not be like, they just look bad because no one's going to be close to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It looked like that, but it was like the thing you were walking up or like walking next to. It looked really bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
I get that it's a mobile game for sure, and it's definitely in development, but definitely looking rough.
And it looks like they're reusing some KH3 assets, like they had the Kingdom of Corona, which I'm assuming is only going to be called the Kingdom from now on. Because I think that's what Disney changed the official name to. Like, they don't call it the Kingdom of Corona anymore. They just go with the Kingdom.
That's crazy.
So I'm assuming we're gonna go to Monsters Inc. and we're gonna go to Kingdom and we're gonna go to.
It's just gonna be a KH3 reuse, like
Right,
asset reuse.
right.
Yeah.
And that's why those areas looked good. The Scala at Kayam, it's almost like some of the buildings were way too small for the character model. Like, it was almost like you were like a big person walking around in this small city. You know what I mean?
Like, they didn't rescale it or anything.
Right. It just looked weird. The battle system looked fine. I don't really understand it yet, but you use trophies to use attacks similar to how Union Cross used medals. And that's probably the gotcha element.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. To me, when I was seeing that, it literally just like the Super Smash Bros. Melee music was playing in my head for like
that's what it looked like to me too.
When you're like putting coins into the freaking the like, what are they, like the little gumball machine looking thing?
The gotcha machines. That's what they are. Yeah.
That's literally what I like. I could hear the music in my head, like da 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 da. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think that the trophy things look infinitely better than these shitty ass cards that were in Dark Road.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's a JPEG of freaking Abu. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, at least these are like 3D renders. Like you could easily do ones where they're like Roxas is in like the middle of his DM, right? Where like all around the circle of like the trophy stand, like you have like the lights shooting up and shit. Like, that could look super cool.
Agreed.
And could be really well done compared to just freaking Christmas Roxas was the best one, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, for sure.
It looks like this is a freaking fan art, bro. What is this? So
there's definitely
I'm hoping that it looks good.
There's some more info out there about this game that I was trying to find before we started, but I decided we should just make this like our impressions. But there is a Pokemon Go element to this game. That is made
to catch the medals?
That is official. I don't understand. It was said that it has a Pokemon Go element, but it's also the game can also be played inside as well. So like they're not fully leaning into it. I go
to the park and there's like darkness pouring out or something.
And it also said it's 6-player multiplayer.
What?
So you and up to 5 friends can link up, I guess, and be the missing links yourself. I don't know.
Dude, when you go to do the gyms.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know what to make of this game. We need more. We will. I'm gonna make this declaration right now, Jason. One of us will be playing this game for podcasting reasons.
I mean, we'll both be playing it at the beginning for sure.
But one of us will be playing this game for way too long for podcasting reasons.
One of us will be forced to play it.
One of us, and that one of us is me.
We'll see.
It's definitely me. Jason took the Union Cross bullet, and I've been paying for it ever since. So yeah, well, there's not much to say more about it other than that version of Dearly Beloved fucking slapped, and I don't care what you say.
Nah, dude. Okay. Let me be clear. I hated the beginning of it, where like it very much felt like what I would see in like a Nintendo presentation, bro. I didn't like it, bro. Like, I don't know.
So you're telling me,
like
this is what you're telling me, Jason.
The like boom claps that like went into it, I was like, I am not a fan of this shit, dude. What in the hell? Is this like a let's like snap to that type shit? Like, I didn't like it, dude.
Let me get this clear. Let me make this clear.
Let me be clear.
So what you're saying is Yoko Shimomura, the goddess,
Yes.
who never misses.
Yeah, with a capital G.
Missed? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I feel like the boom clap was not her, dude.
It was her.
I feel like somebody else added the boom clap.
She said it was
dude.
her.
Dude, send the link, dude.
She said it was her.
Show me the proof.
I'm not gonna find
Show
it
me
right
the
now.
proof. Dude, I'm not. It's a miss for me, dude.
Wow.
It's a miss for me. I
You know what
don't
this
like the boom
reminds me of?
claps.
You
I
know
don't
what
like
this
the boom
reminds me
clap.
of?
Don't you dare say that this is like the freaking the fact that Don't Think Twice is a swing beat. Don't you dare say that. It is not the same at all. I said I only dislike the intro because of these cheeky ass boom claps. How dare you?
Hey, I didn't say it.
I'm not saying the whole song is a miss. I'm
I
saying
didn't
the
say
boom claps are a miss.
I don't know. Anyway, speaking of songs that are dope and not a miss.
Brand new phone game, Mr. Nomura. Download BlueStacks and grind on your computer. Make some new friends, they all have big keys. They'll all be dead by the time we reach chapter 3. Dark road, take me home to the place where I belong. Scarlet Coyote, Zero Mama, take me home. Dark road.
Alright, the Dark Road theme played during that. Dark Road. Jason.
No boom claps.
Let me be clear. No boom claps.
Good.
Hey, Michelle, you won't believe this. Mike just tried to compare Jason to Bloody Biscuit.
Stop.
It's fucking ridiculous. That guy doesn't even like the Kupo coin. Anyway, Dark Road. Dark Road is coming out in August, maybe, possibly. Do you trust
Ain't
them?
no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Do you trust them at all?
I don't trust a thing these Dark Road devs say. I don't care, bro. I do not care. This is not even me putting on an act for the podcast. I don't trust a goddamn thing these Dark Road devs say, bro. They cannot be trusted.
They said, hey, it's coming out in September. And now they're coming out like, yo, August. August is the time. So almost a full year later.
It's probably going to be delayed.
That's what I'm saying, dude. This ain't coming out this year. They're liars.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. These two devs are being worked to the bone.
Right, dude. Well,
These two
they're
animators.
creative business group number 7, dude. They're low on the totem pole.
When you're below Secret of Mana, bro.
Yeah,
oh
dude,
my
they're
god.
below Secret of Mana, dude. They're
Dude.
down there. They're hanging out with Brave Exvius, dude.
They wake up on the wrong side of bed every day, knowing that they're
Bro,
their
there's a
Secret of
hallway
Mana.
of Square Enix, bro. And you walk down it, right? And you walk past the Mana group, and you walk past, fucking World of Final Fantasy, and
The world ends with you.
you walk past the World Ends With You room, and then, like, in a dimly lit part of the hallway where, like, the light is bzz, bzz,
It's like flickering out.
flickering, bzz, bzz, and there's fucking trash, all rats running around. And you open the door, and there's the two animators from Dark Road, dude, just plugging away.
Sunken ass eyes.
Dude.
Like,
Chain smoking. Like, just fucking.
they're chained to their desk.
Mr. Nomura, please let us go home to our families. And he says, no, you must finish Xehanort's backstory. It's important.
This was your idea.
Now you will finish it.
We'll never have another idea again, we swear.
No. And then they look over and they're like, well, at least we're not the Chrono team. And it's just like an empty fucking room full of skeletons. So yeah, Dark Road, Take Me Home, all that shit. Like, we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully it comes out in August. It's not going to, though.
I mean, like, I'm excited for it,
What they showed was
just
cool.
Because, yeah. Like, some actual fucking story. You
Right.
know what I mean? And apparently it's supposed to all be out at once.
Right.
So, we'll finally get closure on that, hopefully. And, Copium. It definitely won't lead into something else.
No. It won't be.
If it does,
Find
if
out
it
the
does
rest
lead into
in
something
Missing
else,
Link.
yeah, that's the only thing where I'm like, okay, if it doesn't like fully close everything and it just goes into Missing Link, I'm fine with that. But to me, Missing Link seems like it's, Brain wakes up in this area and then now, like, that's
Right.
what happened. Like, this is the sequel to Union Cross, in my
Right.
opinion,
Yeah.
rather than Dark
Well,
Road.
it's set between.
And I hope it's the Union Cross devs rather than the fucking Dark Road
I actually
devs.
think it's set between Union Cross and Dark Road.
Okay.
So
That
it's
makes
supposed
sense.
to lead up to Dark Road.
That would make sense.
So it would be weird if Dark Road ends with like, oh, what happened before this, right?
Yeah, that would really be weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird. Anyway, we are going to spend the next few weeks getting deeper into these trailers and talking more about Q&As and stuff like that. But we're going to take a short break, Jason. And when we come back, we're going to discuss March Caprice and KH20 because these are events that happened while we were kind of on hiatus. So we're going to discuss that. And then we're going to give you guys a new question of the week to go over. So
Yo,
please look
new
forward to
question of
that,
the
yeah.
week.
We'll be right back.
This is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason, this is normally the time where I'd say it's time for the question of the week, but it's not because we didn't have one a couple weeks ago. So let's talk about March Caprice and KH20.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Thank you to everybody who came out for our event for March Caprice, which was the 151st episode, and our event for KH20 where we were going to do randomizer versus randomizer, and then my computer decided to take a shit. So I just raced Jason
Unlucky.
in KH3, and I won.
He beat my ass.
I'm awesome. I got skull skip, first time ever. Look at me.
It was pretty juiced. It was pretty juiced.
It was. Both those events were a lot of fun. March Caprice definitely was a blast, and there's just something about March Caprice over 3 days that gives you that like warm, fuzzy feeling
sounds
inside.
Sounds like a KH title, dude.
March Caprice over 3 days. Yeah, that's next year's. March Caprice
You're
3
welcome.
over 3 days. You're welcome, shadowy organization. You can use that. But
3 over 3 days.
3 over 3 days. there's something about that event where, and I really liked what KH20 did, where they had like a whole month of events, and then the in-person thing. But
Yeah,
I
I
really
like
like
that
the
too.
March Caprice thing condensed too, because it feels like a celebration for those 3 days, and I'm sure the people at the KH20 event felt the same way about what they were doing, right?
Yeah, that seemed like incredibly hype. That was
Yeah.
like overwhelmingly hype to me.
Right. Right. So March
As an
Caprice-
introvert.
yeah, as an introvert, too hype. March Caprice had this amazing concert, 2-day concert
Dude. Oh my
Hosted
God, it was so good.
by the charismatic friend of the podcast, Keynote.
Dude, absolute legendary performance. I absolutely loved that. Keynote had this thing where he's like essentially like he's essentially coming out on stage and being like, okay, for our next act type thing, right?
Right.
And I loved it. It just added this bit of like personalization and like ownership of setting up the concert and stuff that I really think he deserved as well, right? Like if he didn't do that, it would have just, you wouldn't know like how much like so many different people had their hand in so many different projects and stuff. And so it made it just feel much more personal and connected overall as well.
Definitely. That's what I was going to say, is it made it feel connected, and it made it just, instead of just like a collection of songs that are very
Like playlist.
that playlists that a bunch of people made, that which they're all very talented. It felt like Keynote was saying, "Hey, I've curated this list for you guys to listen to tonight. Come hang out with me while we listen to this music together." And both days it was absolutely phenomenal. And it was the highlight of March Caprice for me, with the exception of our event, which I really loved. And that's like, I'm biased because like we had a lot of fun with our live podcast, and we always do. And
yeah, for sure. Well, and also to me, it's like, obviously, like as of now, it's kind of just like a YouTube playlist type deal, right?
Right.
But like because of that concert and because of how it was set up and everything, like that YouTube playlist isn't just a YouTube playlist to me anymore. Like it has more. Like I'll remember like, oh, dude, I remember when this came on during the concert and stuff. It very much is like how you remember a concert. If you've ever been to a concert for one of your favorite bands, like you're like, oh, I remember when this happened and like this type of stuff. Like you'll remember, oh, what people were like spamming in the chat or whatever, or what Kina said like before they came on, like that type of stuff. It's just really cool. It adds to it. It makes it much more of it gives it like core memories to that experience.
Well, and what was really special for me, and you probably feel the same way, but we got to follow up the first day of the concert, which was terrifying.
Yeah.
But also, I felt very cool. You know what I mean? Like because of the concert, it was like this is like March Caprice is like a Kingdom Hearts music festival, right? And and at the top of day one were the Super SpikeGhetti Bros. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that it made me have that feeling, and I was like, this is so fucking cool, and so many cool people came out. Even people that were like, obviously, when I'm doing a tier list like that, I'm memeing and being antagonistic on purpose. Because that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep the chat popping.
But even the people who were like being mean, it was just like cool. You know what I mean? It was just like,
I did not even care, bro.
Right. Because that's part of the fun. Is like, Union Cross cutscenes, dog shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but it was so much fun, and it was so cool. Like, I really am grateful to March Caprice for letting us follow up that concert, because, they could have put us on at like 2 a.m. or something when no one's watching.
Yeah.
And actually, both events of March Caprice, they've been very nice to us with our time slot, because it's just like a goofy thing we do. Like, it's not, I don't know, like, yeah, I put some effort into it, like, to make it look nice, you know what I mean? But it's just us going, this cutscene good, this cutscene bad, and joking, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's very cool of them that they're so supportive, and they push us in that spot. So thank you to March Caprice for that. That was really awesome.
Thanks.
KH20, however, I was watching a lot of that stream when they were doing the live stuff, and I just want to say shout out to Guides and his crew, because
It's nuts.
a lot of people were expecting to watch this event and go crash and burn, right? Not they wanted to.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
it
they
just
were
was like-
expecting.
It was so much.
And Guides, dude,
How could you get it right the first time type deal?
right? And he killed it, man. It sounds like,
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, he killed it. I think that venue that they did, that's super cool that they let them do all that. Like, for full disclosure, I work in a similar place. It's smaller and it doesn't have a bar, but it's like the same kind of idea. And we would never in a million years allow that kind of event to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's taking up so much of your headspace at a business like that, right? But man, I was just so impressed with. And then you're also streaming it, which, frankly, if it were me, I probably would have been like, the stream ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing all this. But Guides, man,
Right.
What a legend. And I know they learned a lot that they're gonna take in the next year for KH Reconnect, which is the next event for next year. And they're right now, I don't know when the poll closes, but I know if you go follow KH Reconnect on Twitter, they have a poll up right now where they're asking for locations for next year's event.
Yep.
And so if you want to put in your vote for, hey, I think,
At this venue or
this-
whatever,
like
or
this
the city,
this
or
area, they're looking for that kind of feedback. I have an inside track, and I'm not going to say who told me this, but someone told me that Los Angeles is in the lead. And I'm booing that right now. We're not trying to go to California, okay, guys? That's a way across.
Okay, if we're gonna go to
fucking country.
California, not Los Angeles, dude. That's like
Yeah, actually, can we get it in like Sacramento or not San Francisco? That sucks too. But
somewhere a bit smaller, bro.
yeah, LA, get the fuck out of here. But somewhere like Chicago, but like suburby, because there's a lot of like cool like venues around there.
Yeah. If it was like a suburb, for sure. Yeah.
Right. The Rosemont is the one that people keep telling me is the place to be. They have a lot of convention stuff there. But yeah, so go vote. Vote wherever you want. Don't let me influence you. But we're hoping to be able to go next year, depending on what's going on. So
Hell yeah.
and I'm hoping to talk Guides into a live Ansem Report podcast from
Oh shit.
the event, which is probably the scariest thing I can think of.
Dude, that's hype to me, dude.
It's hype, but I'm like, that's terrifying. You know what I mean?
To me, it's only terrifying for like the 2 minutes before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm absolutely shitting myself for the 2 minutes before. But like leading up to it, I'm like, hey, let's fucking go.
Right.
And then once it starts, then
I'm definitely
I'm
into
rolling.
the idea. But like you said, leading up to it, I'm gonna be like vomiting in the bathroom beforehand. You know what I mean? And like, oh fuck, I can't do it. I can't. And you're gonna have to slap me, Will Smith style, dude. Slap the fuck out of me. And then,
But a
then I'm
supportive
gonna shake my
slap.
head and go, all right, I'm ready. And I'm gonna slam a fucking energy drink, and then we're gonna go out there and put on the fucking show of our lives.
He's gonna shotgun a rise,
Yeah,
dude.
you just, all right, I'm ready. But that would be like,
Hell yeah.
that's like pie in the sky. That would be awesome.
And do a shot.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be fucked up.
We come out on stage at this nice event, and we're just sloppy as fuck.
Yeah, dude, we're just fucking sloppy as fuck.
I'm just drunk as hell.
Oh,
I just
dude,
don't
we
even
could-
really drink, but I'm just drunk as hell.
We could do a bit where we Oh, that would be so funny. That would be so funny.
Yo,
Anyway,
spoilers.
oh, I mean,
Spoilers.
maybe I'll redact that part. Anyway,
Yeah.
dude, we're excited.
Or just bleep it like a swear word.
Congratulations to both committees for putting on incredible events. March Caprice and KH20. I am so proud to be a member of this community when I think of things like that. Even though sometimes it is tough to be in this community because some people are weird as shit. You guys are the pillars that we should look to.
Yeah, the shining lights, dude.
Right. The 7 guardians of light, but more. There's more of you than that. And if you guys didn't get involved in these events at all, please, please, please consider getting involved next year because the people that went to KH20 had the time of their life.
My favorite thing to come out of KH20 specifically is the fucking picture of Landy hanging out the car door. and I think it was like Guides kept reposting it and was like, please just meme the hell out of this picture.
Yeah,
because it is such a memeable picture, but it's also like high quality as like I don't know who the hell took this picture because this is like it was like kind of in the evening type deal. Like you don't really got good lighting. Like it just looked goated as hell. So that's my favorite thing to come out of it, the memes and stuff. Although there was like a million other really cool things, but I'm a memer, dude. I gotta go through.
You are a memer, dude. You are a memer. But yeah, shout out to both those events, man. Because I hope to see both of them thriving next year too. Because they're both great events that deserve all the praise, and they bring people together, and they're positive, and there's nothing negative about them. You know, it's all love. So
I'm gonna put in an application to Guides that I'll be his like, because he apparently for like so much of it he was doing like the Donald voice and stuff like all the time, like he's doing it so much. Like I'm gonna be there with like a little carton, like a little thing, and I'm just gonna have like fucking like Gollum juice. Like
Gollum
it's just
juice.
Like yeah, dude. For the people who know, you're real ones, shout out to you. But it's just like it's like honey and like ginger and like just like things that, like soothe your throat, dude.
Right.
I'm just gonna be on standby with that shit. So that he doesn't destroy his throat.
Jeez.
I got like 4 bottles of that shit. I got like maybe like a one of those like water sprayer things with like the fan on it. Like, yeah, I gotta like just like follow him around, figure out, make sure his throat's good, make sure he's hydrated, because apparently he was throwing his freaking voice out. I remember it was like the Million Dreams Award or whatever, and like I was like, how is this man's voice is like just shot as hell? Like, oh my god, like full vocal fry. Oh my god.
Well, and it's like there are few people in the Kingdom Hearts community or any community that care as much as KH Guides, dude.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Absolute legend.
We are happy and proud to have him as a member of the Kingdom Hearts community, for sure.
True.
Anyway, Jason, we got to set a question of the week for next week. And I wanted your input on this. We could either say, hey, everybody, what was your favorite event or moment from March Caprice or KH20, or both, if you want to say both? Or what are your thoughts on the KH20th event overall, which is, you know, the trailer and all that stuff? What one would you rather do?
I think I'd rather do, you know, the events, like March Caprice and KH20. Because, like, I feel like we're going to be talking about the trailer for way longer, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And, like, the trailers to come and, like, all this other stuff, so
we can, if we want to do that for the week, the question of the week after, we could always do that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay, I agree. So, guys, for next week's question of the week, we want to know, what was your favorite event from March Caprice or KH20, or both? Let us know.
And if you haven't seen either of those, there is lots of VODs,
Yes.
lots of YouTube video, like, so much. Go to, like, check out both their Twitters and stuff. They'll have links to, like, a million different things. Check out some of the stuff. It's so freaking cool. Whether it's, like, music, art, just gameplay, dope-ass cosplays, like, all this type of stuff. Check it all out. It's super cool. And it's still there. It's still there, and it's still popping.
Yep. Definitely. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for Season 2, Episode 1 of the Ansem Report podcast.
That is it for Season 1 as well.
I'm going to be like Season 2,
Season 1 is
2.
done.
Yeah, Season 1's done. It's in the books. Season 2's here. It's new season, new me, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And We appreciate you guys supporting us when we take our little breaks and stuff, but we're back, baby, every week. Coming at you.
We are back.
Back.
The
Back in
longest
action.
running.
So, we'll see you guys next week for episode 2 of season 2.
We just feel so freaking privileged to have this song as the theme of
Radiant
the Ansem
Garden,
Report
baby.
podcast, dude. Shout outs to Shayne Plunkett and Jesse Wright of Meadow Vista Media. They're freaking juiced, dude.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Check them out.
Check them out. And
If
shout out
you
to David
heard
Russell,
that
who
intro
played
and you were
piano on the
like,
track.
ooh. Yes, also shout out to David Russell.
The
But
legend.
if you were like, ooh, because I know you were like, dang, I never heard this before. Or you were like, yo, I heard this before and it's a banger. Go check them out. They're absolute legends.
Definitely. All right, Jason, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Hit him with it, boss.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Now fuck off.
Wait, are you British?
Before I shoot you in your mathematics class.
This has been Season 2, Episode 1 of the Ansem Report podcast. Thank you all for listening. Our theme song is a cover of the themes from Hollow Bastion called Radiant Garden. The arrangement was by Shayne Plunkett, also known as Fabio.The, and features David Russell on piano. The track was produced and mixed by Shayne Plunkett and Jesse Wright under the umbrella of their music production company, Meadow Vista Media, and we thank them for allowing us to use that song on the show. We also have a Patreon where you guys can support the show and other projects at patreon.com/Super Spaghetti Bros. And we have a lot of really cool patrons that I'm going to read off right now. Nesquick, Billy the Kid Lawrence, Corinne Berg, DP Grant, Elbow Juice, Energy Scott, SB Cat, Famous for Nothing, Gavin Dodson, Iron Aggro, Iron Daddy Sean, It's Your Boy Woody, Pokemon Trainer J, Lisa S, Mr. Trumpeter 711, Matt M, Orpheus Joshua, Preferred Whale 6, Sean _AFK, Swarls Barkley, Tyler Rims, Vigilus Gaming, Water KH, Yawn Song, Zach P, Chillery, Lands of Masters, Egglag, Frankberg, Regular Pat, Shayne Plunkett, aka Fabio.The, Unholy Dolphin, Vetus, What's Up Carl, Yeetus Vanitas Brundox, Chene, Damon Z, Kyrie's Bro, Travis Town Jr., Bill Games, and Afro Roxas. Thank you guys so much for supporting us, and without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Super Spaghetti Bros if you are interested in supporting the show or what we do. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next week for Season 2, Episode 2, where we're going to dive into the Q&A and get a little deeper into the different trailers and talk about a little more info we might find out by then. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
was